welcome to a new vlog. I know the lighting in here is weird, but it is like midnight and I have already shut my office down. So here we are. So I just started Red Rabbit by Alex. I don't want to butcher his last name, so I'm not going to try. I am on page 36 and I am obsessed. I bought this on a whim when Jess and I went book shopping, which you haven't watched that video yet. You should. And when I saw it on, I saw the spine, the little voodoo doll guy really caught my attention. And then the name, Red Rabbit, I was like, I'd never heard of it, never heard of this author, never seen this in a bookstore, and I kind of know my horror. So I was like, okay, so I read the back. Okay, I'm going to read the back to you. It says, saddle up, it's going to be a bloody ride. Sadie Grace is wanted for witchcraft, and every hired gun in Kansas is out to collect the bounty on her head, including bona fide witch hunter Old Tom and his mysterious mute ward, Rabbit. On the road to Bourbon County, they're joined by two vagabond cowboys with a strong sense of adventure but no sense of purpose, and a recently widowed schoolteacher with nothing left to lose. As their posse grows, so does the danger. Racing along the drought-stricken plains in a stolen red stagecoach, they encounter monsters more wicked than witches lurking among the dusty trail. But the crew is determined to get that bounty or die trying. Like, old Western cowboy meets witch hunters and demons and... Okay, so far, like I said, literally only on chapter 5. So far, we have met a handful of characters. Oh, there are a lot of characters in this book. And the cool thing about this is the author has listed a cast of characters by group. So it's like the posse, that's like who's traveling to get the witch. And then the people who live in Bourbon County. And then it says on the trail, in the woods, the Red Ranch, Quivira Falls, Buck Ridge, and then the Paradise Ranch. So it's showing, like, it's telling you a little bit about him. Like, just for example, it says Moses Burke, a former Union soldier and field surgeon. Ned Hemingway, his best friend. Tom Goggins, a self-professed witch hunter, and so on and so on. So that's really cool. And I've already flipped back to check it out, like when I meet a new character, just to kind of see what it says. But I will say that the author is doing a great job of explaining who the character is, even without this. It's just kind of handy to have. So the book started with this farmer and a trapper burying a girl, and then another man comes to help them bury the girl, and you find out that the girl is the farmer's daughter. And he's burying her next to her mother, who obviously is his wife and is also dead. And then the man, my cat, the man who is helping him bury her wanted to marry her. They were going to get married when they both got old enough. And then obviously that's not going to happen. And then you find out that she died and the mother died and all of their crops are dead and like their livestock are dead because of this witch, Sadie Grace. And so then the man who comes and helps dig the grave says, okay, we're going to put a bounty on her head. Like, this is ridiculous. She has to be stopped. And then that's like the preface. And then we go to chapter 1 and we meet the witch hunter, Old Tom, his mute kid it's not his kid, but the mute kid it's with him named Rabbit, and then the two cowboys. And then they get band together, and then we jump to like 7 years ago. We learn about the school teacher who's traveling with them and how she ended up with her husband. And then we see, it's not a spoiler because it literally in the synopsis says widowed, and then we see her husband die. And where I stopped, the cowboys, the witch hunter, and Rabbit have just come to the school teacher's house because the witch hunter has made a voodoo doll and shoved an iron nail made of pure iron into her heart. And they did it on like the tree that her husband is buried on. And so she's like, what are you doing? Like, I'll get off my property. And then they found it all out because the witch hunter says that will kill the witch without him actually having to do anything, because he's getting older and he can't really like, fight witches, I guess, like he used to. So that's where I stopped. And so it seems like chapter 5, and so far we have got the point of view of, it's third person, so point of view, but still third person. We've gotten the school teacher, we've gotten both cowboys, and then the men who were burying the girl, one of the men, and then now this chapter seems like we're going to get Tom, who's the witch hunter. His point of view. The very first line of chapter 5 says, Tom Goggins was not pleased with the recent turn of events. So I am only on page 36 and I'm already obsessed. And look at this cover. Is this not stunning? Wanted for witchcraft, dead or alive. And I bought this when Jess and I went shopping. And I told Matt to read the synopsis, and he even was like, that sounds like something right up my alley. Matt's always wanting like Western cowboy, witch hunter type of books. So I'm really excited to keep reading. Tomorrow I'm going to Six Flags, so I won't read until we get home that night, unless I get home and then just fall asleep because I'm so tired. So I think I'm going to let you go now. I'm going to, like I said, what time is it? It is 12:15 a.m. I'm going to watch an episode of Taskmaster, and then I'm going to hit the bricks and go to Six Flags tomorrow. So I'll keep you updated. Bye.
On his performance tonight, he's got a beard, and that's about it. It's little Alex Horn.
What are they doing? Are they taking a pic? What are you doing? I'm taking a video.
Oh, I thought you were taking a picture.
No. So far I have ridden the Batman, the Ninja, the Mine Train.
And the Buccaneer.
And the Buccaneer, which used to be the Joker. And it's so dumb it's not anymore. Lame.
I got Wolverine number 8 right here.
Love it.
Okay. Absolute Superman number 8 and number 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, what else did I get? And I got Invincible graphic novel number 1, mini edition. It's a lot smaller. And then a bunch of books of previews. Upcoming books.
Love it.
Don't you wish your books did this?
I mean...
Or do they?
Not like in a magazine like that. I mean, that would be kind of cool if like publishers put out.
Maybe you should start doing that. Make one online.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
Okay, so I got this adorable Pikachu dressed.
Hold on. There we go.
As Leafeon.
Oh,
I'm obsessed.
Cute.
And then I got a pack of stickers that's called Creepy But Cute. I didn't buy any. We didn't buy any books at Barnes & Noble, shockingly, but I won't show you them all. But just they're all like kind of creepy, but also have like cuteness to them.
Oh, cute.
Cute. Okay, now we have to open our fortune cookies.
Fortune cookies?
I'll do mine first. Ready?
Yeah.
I don't eat them. They're gross. Connect with others who understand your mental health struggles.
Oh, great. Well,
okay.
good luck with that.
Good calling me out. Okay, your turn.
Your friends are the stars that light up your life. Oh, it's wonderful.
That's not a fortune.
Oh, look. Learn Chinese. Wonderful. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Okay, bye. See you 1, 2 step. bit of reading today. One of my favorite things about this book, Red Rabbit, is the chapters are so short. So short. So I literally can like start a chapter and finish it like by the time it takes us to just drive across town somewhere. When books have really long chapters, I have a hard time being motivated to read. So I am on page 122. And in the clip, you would have seen me reading on my Kindle because last night I was laying in bed and I was like, I wonder if this book is on Libby. And my library, okay, I love my library because I love all libraries, but my library doesn't have the best selection of things, specifically young adult. And this is not young adult, so, but I have a hard time getting things directly from my library. Now, I will order things from my library that they don't have, and then, you know, another library in their library system will send it, and I can read it that way. But I was like, let's just see. So I got on Libby, and lo and behold, it is on Libby, the audiobook, or the ebook, not the audiobook, because I don't do audiobooks. So I was like, yes, I was so excited. So now, because I just prefer reading on my Kindle, which I hate because I love, I mean, this book is so soft. I love how it feels. It's nice and floppy. I love being able to watch my progress, but I also love being able to lay in bed and read like this. You know what I mean? Or just like with one hand, you know, like I was in the car earlier and something crazy happened and I was like, like I can't do that when I have like an actual book in my hand. So I love my Kindle. I love reading on my Kindle. But I am glad that I bought this book because I've never heard of it. I would have never like known to look on my Kindle. But so here she is. Whoops, here she is in all her glory. This says I am 27% of the way through. So I'm still very early on, but things are definitely happening. So let me give you an update on what's going on. So our posse has come together. They're all complete. We have Old Tom, Moses, Ned, Rose, and Rabbit. And they have all been traveling together for a little while, trying to get to, what's it called? Something County. Why can't I remember? It doesn't matter, but it does to me. Hold the phone. Burden County, where they're going to collect, where Old Tom's going to collect the bounty for killing the witch. So that's where we are. It just popped off. Like, okay, so they just came up to this farmhouse and it was like getting late and they're like, let's see if they'll let us like stay here overnight and, you know, refresh and then we can take off in the morning. And let me tell you, things go down. It goes down so hard and I want to tell you all about it, but I can't because it's a spoiler. So good. So good. So some stuff happens and I'm literally like the stuff that happened like just finished and now they're like taking care of like the aftermath of all that. That's where I stopped because we had just gotten home. And I literally text my brother because we play video games together almost every night. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to be on tonight. I wasn't on last night. I was like, I've just started this book and I am obsessed. And so yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to read more tonight, but oh, it's so good. I want to tell you so much about it. Now, I will say trigger warnings. There are trigger warnings. So there are trigger warnings for animal abuse. Very minor. Because usually if I saw, like if this book had a trigger warning in the very beginning that said animal abuse, I would not read it. And I have been okay reading it. It's very minor, but it's there. Also, I guess this really isn't a spoiler because it is in one of the blurbs in the back. Cannibalism is one of the things. So if you're not about that, not the book for you. But, oh, I haven't felt like this with a book in a very long time. Especially a horror book. Now, this was in the horror section. It is in the horror section. And I can definitely see how somebody would categorize it as horror. But it is not scary yet. There are things like cannibalism. And it's also in this back. So I'm not spoiling anything, but there are demons and ghosts and things like that. But so far, it has not been scary. Like, there's not been one part where I was like, ooh. There's been parts where I'm like, ooh, but not like scared. So that's my update. I really, really hope that this just stays on the trajectory that it's on and I can give this a 5-star and it can be one of my new favorite horror books. Please. Please. I'm holding one of Spud's toys. I don't know why. Here, Spud. But yeah, so I'm going to keep reading and I'll keep you updated. Bye. Okay, so I'm continuing with Red Rabbit, still obsessed. Last night I was giving some trigger warnings and I forgot to give the trigger warning of suicide. There was a lot of talk of suicide in here, so just be aware of that. There are a lot of things that I really love about this book. One of those things is Ned and Moses, who are the two cowboys that are with the group, are best friends. And Moses is black and Ned is white. And this is taking time, like, the Civil War like just ended. They talk about how Moses fought alongside, black soldiers in the Civil War, and they talk a lot about Abraham Lincoln like getting rid of slavery and things like that. So that's our time period. And how protective of Moses that Ned is, and Ned's the white guy, makes me so happy. Like, there was just a scene where the whole, posse rolled up on this, like, it's not a hotel, but whatever they called it back in the day. And old Tom, who's the witch hunter, who's kind of a jerk. Like, I don't love him, but like, he's supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to like him. They say something about, oh, I'd love to take a bath. Like, let's stay here overnight. We all can take a bath. We can get rest. We can go, then we can start off in the next morning. And then Tom says, well, that's if they take, black people. And Ned was like, Moses was like, well, if they don't, I'll just sleep in the coach. Like, you guys go take your bath. And Ned was like, if they don't take black people, we'll move on and find somewhere else to go. And I just love that. Like, and like Moses is kind of, I'm trying to think of the word without like giving anything away. Moses is an empath for sure. And like, he cares about other people. And Ned talks all the time about how he wants to make sure that like Moses is okay, because when he sees someone in need or like hurt, Moses really like feels it deep in his soul and his heart, and it breaks his heart. And then Ned's like, well, I just want to make sure that Moses is okay, because I know this was really hard on him when we came across this, dead animal on the side of the road or whatever. So like, their friendship and how protective of Moses Ned is just warms my soul. Also, I have never ever, my arm is getting really tired. Oh, when you're out of shape and you can't even hold a phone for a minute. One thing I have never, ever, ever thought about this with a book. Never, not one time. This author, Alex, I don't want to butcher his last name. Hello. Seems to be such a good person. I have never thought about that. Just the things that he puts in this book, and like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, have you ever felt that? Like, you read a book and you're like, this author, I can tell, is kind and caring just by how he makes his characters. And I'm not saying like every character is lovable and likable. Like old Tom, I could take him or leave him, like whatever. And there are a lot of horrible people in this book. But the main characters, like the things that they care about and the things that are important to them. Sorry, my septum is crooked and it's driving me nuts. The things that are important to them, like you can tell, like that's what's important to this author. Just like with Ned really caring about Moses, and like if people aren't going to accept him for his color, then Ned's like, well, we'll move on. Like, forget them. We don't need them in our lives. And it just really tells you something about this author. And I am obsessed. Oh my God, I just heard the best news ever. Oh, sorry, Spud. Oh my God, I just tripped over my cat. Guys, guess who has a new book coming out? Their first book since like 2019. The one, the only, Sarah Dessen. Guys, I have every one of her books. I have read every one of her books except for this one. And oh my God. Yes, I'm still on the floor. It comes out May 2026. Spud, come revel in my glory. I literally just saw it on Instagram, and I ran into the living room to tell Matt because he knows how much I love Sarah Dessen, and he was asleep, and I opened my office door and I go, Matt! And he jumped. He goes, what? Like, thought something was wrong. I scared the crap out of him. Guys. Okay, let me get off the floor. Oh, God. And I'll tell you what I just saw. Hold on. Okay. Come on. My computer's being slow. Sarah Dessen new book. Guys, this is the greatest day of my life. Okay. Here, let me flip you around. 7 years it's been. There she is, the queen. Okay. It is called Change of Plans. I thought this is going to show the cover there, but it's not. Sorry, it's on my computer, so it's kind of wiggly, but here's the cover. It's stunning. It said zoom in on her glasses. I mean, it's a dude, so. I mean, I guess if you're looking at this on a phone, which most people would be, you wouldn't be able to maybe tell that that was a dude there, but. I'm so freaking excited. So freaking excited. I have been waiting. I literally check Sarah Dessen's website pretty often. I mean, not like every day or anything, but, you know, a couple times a year to see if she, and I follow her on Instagram, but to see if she has announced that she's working on something. And she's been so quiet about this. So quiet about it. And so this was a pleasant surprise. I literally was just like scrolling through Instagram, and I don't know if it was her. I freaked out so much I didn't even see who posted it. I don't know if it was her Instagram or Simon & Schuster's, but I just saw Sarah Dessen on a cover and I was like, okay, I'm going to be okay. I am a normal 36-year-old woman not freaking out about a young adult book coming out. I'm fine. I'll talk to you later. I'm not fine. So I am driving because I am on my way back home. Matt and I now live about an hour and 15 minutes from our hometown where we're from. So not far at all, but still a drive. And growing up, I still am, but growing up, I was so close to my Aunt Maria, which is my mom's sister. So close. Like, we would always joke that I was actually her daughter because I'm so much more like Maria than I am my own mom. And I am very similar to my own mom, but like Maria and I, we've always been close. And my cousin Lana, who is now, you know, she's now passed away, but it was my best friend growing up and into adulthood. We used to have sleepovers with my Aunt Maria regularly, like a couple times a month. We would go and spend like Friday night and Saturday night. And I have not done that. I mean, I've been married almost 13 years, so it's been at least 13 years because I have not done that since I've been married. But yeah, so I was at my grandma's house recently, 4th of July, visiting her. And when I was there, I was like, I want to hang out with Maria and Dave. That's her husband, so my uncle. And so I texted her and I was like, hey, can we have a sleepover soon? And she was like, oh my God, absolutely. Yes, please. And so she's off on the weekends, thankfully. So she was like, you know, is a weekend work for you? And I was like, yeah, I'm totally free in the summer. So I'm headed there now. I just started. I'll be there in about an hour and 10 minutes probably, but she's been texting me and is like, what do you want for snacks? What do you want for dinner? Dave wants to know, do you like smoked ribs? He'll smoke some ribs. She just texted me and she was like, I got the TV in your room set up, like YouTube's downloaded, Prime's downloaded, Netflix is downloaded. She's just one of those people that she's just an amazing soul. But she has one son, so she's never had a daughter. Her son is engaged, so she has a daughter-in-law, but so she's always said that like me and Lana were like her daughters she never had, and I still feel that way. Like she's incredible. But so I'm so excited. So I probably will not be updating you much while I'm there, if at all. Maybe in my room at night if I've read some more. But yeah, I'm so excited to go and hang out with her and Dave. And we got a fisherman over here we don't want to mess up.
I just need to find some shad.
Yeah. No, I'm just my feet. I did not see that coming. I didn't see it coming. I'm back home after my weekend at my aunt and uncle's house. I had an absolute blast. So I got there on Friday, and you would have seen all of the clips. Got there on Friday, we hung out, went to dinner, woke up Saturday morning, and we were gonna go out on their boat. It was storming really bad. Finally stopped around, I don't even know what time it was, maybe like 8, 9, I have no idea. We're able to go out on the lake. You saw in the clip that we got rained on, but it was amazing. They had like a canopy and it didn't rain very long. The weather was amazing. It has been, I live in the Midwest. It is, now you decide to sharpen your claws. I did not think I was going to read hardly at all this weekend, and I read so much. Because, hi baby, I didn't have anything else distracting me. Like when we had that downtime, I didn't have Sims to play or a house that I felt like, Spud, or the house that I felt like I needed to clean or dishes that I needed to do. I was able to just sit. We had YouTube on. They're like huge fishermen campers, as you could probably tell in the clips. And we just watched like this guy that they watch on YouTube who just like he was on like a 4-day canoe trip just down this river, and it was just so peaceful. And I just was able to just sit on their couch and just read. And come here, baby. And the chapters are so short. I could just like bang out a couple chapters, and it was so nice. So I read a ton. I don't know how much because I don't know like what page I was on when I left, but I am 74% of the way through. On the Kindle, it says page 348. It is chapter 11, but there are parts, and each part starts fresh with a new, like chapter 1. I do have the physical copy here, so I do kind of want to see. Okay, I can tell you kind of where, Spud. So I can kind of tell you where I left off. I was on page 122 when I left. That wasn't exactly right because I'm actually reading it on my Kindle. But the last time, sometime before I left, I like got out the physical book just because I wanted to see, I like to see how much I've read or how much is left to go. So let's find page 348 and see if that corresponds with the Kindle pages. I don't know if that's how it works or not. Okay. Ooh, I think it's gonna be pretty close. Yeah, I think it is. Yep, it is. All right, so this is how much I have left to go. So yeah, this is how much I've read. Like I said, 74% of the way through. I still have a bit to go. I'm going to try not to spoil myself. I always get nervous when I look at the back of the book for how many pages there are. Okay, there are 454. So a little over 100 pages to go, like just a few. Okay, so let me try to update you without giving you any spoilers. I really don't remember the last thing I said in my update, but since I'm not giving spoilers, it's just going to be very basic. So the posse is traveling, and oh my gosh, has it hit the fan. Like, this is not a spoiler because it says it in the synopsis, but on their trails to collect the bounty for this witch, they just run into the craziest stuff. Like, the back of the book says they've ran into demons and cannibals and ghosts and some other things that aren't written in here. It's just bad luck after bad luck after bad luck for them. What's super cool, Spud has the zooms, is that there are so many characters in this book. And I think I showed you this when I got the book about the cast of characters at the front. And since I'm reading the Kindle, I haven't had that to look back at. And to be honest, I haven't needed it. He does such an amazing job. Here's the second page of cast of characters. He does such an amazing job at starting a paragraph, or like a chapter, like with a new perspective, and it'll say like the first name, and I literally am like, I don't remember who that is. And then the next line explains without being info dumpy. So like, for example, it'll say like, okay, right here. It says 1 minute Joe was walking along a path that cut through fields of green corn, and the next he was standing in front of a sign. Now, I know who Joe is because he's been in here a lot. But with some of the minor characters you've only seen a couple times, I'd be like, who the heck is Joe? And then literally the next line would say something like, you know, something to give you information about who this person is and what their story is. Because there's so many different stories happening that all center around the one posse. That's what they're called in the book. The one group of the two cowboys, the witch hunter. They pick up somebody else. So I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if it was in here. It's not. Okay. Somebody else, the school teacher, and Rabbit, the little kid. And so then there's like this storyline with this guy who's trying to do something, but that has to do with the posse. And there's a storyline of this guy who's trying to do something, but it also has something to do with the posse, but not the same thing that has to do with this posse. And then there's this guy who's also trying to get the bounty for the witch, but he hears that the posse's after it, so he's like, oh, I'm going to go get them. And then there's this guy who's like the sheriff of the town next to the town where the witch is, and the posse rides up on him, and now he's involved. And it just, how this author has woven all of these stories together into one central story is incredible. I've not one time been confused, maybe for a sentence when I couldn't remember what this person's deal was, and then he told me the next line. 5, 6, 7, a million glowing golden stars. I finished it last night. It is going on my best book of all time list. I don't really know what to say because everything in that book could be spoilery. I've already explained a lot about it. You know what it's about. The ending, Spud, please stop hitting my tripod. The ending was exactly how I wanted it to end. It even ended in a way that I didn't know I wanted it to end that way, and it was so good. Also, his other horror book that I've been talking about, The Rose of Jericho, is a sequel, there's cat hair, to this, and I had no idea. It's a sequel to this, and I had no idea. I guess I didn't read the synopsis. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know, but it's a sequel. I'm so excited. I'm not gonna tell you what. Okay. If you're needing to be a baby right now, let's just be a baby and stop scratching at my leg. So I'm not gonna like tell you what it's about because it would be a spoiler for how this book ends, obviously, as most sequels are. But I'm definitely gonna read it. Definitely gonna read it. It's not on Libby, unfortunately, which sucks. But I'm gonna request it from my library. I'll just read it physically. But Spud literally just headbutted my tripod over. Bruh. I know you're hungry. Dad had to go get food. This is probably the best impulse buy. I saw the cover. Well, I saw the title and it intrigued me. And then I saw the cover and read the synopsis ever. And I impulse buy all the time based off covers, books I don't know. What a huge success from that shopping trip with Jess. I found a new favorite book. I really wanted to message the author on Instagram and just tell him, like, whether he ever sees it or not, tell him how much I enjoyed the book and how much, not even enjoyed, how much I loved the book. But he has only one post on Instagram. It's just one post with just the cover of this book, and that's it. He has nothing else. He has very few followers. So I was afraid maybe it wasn't actually him. So I didn't. But if you ever see this, Alex, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Thank you. Thank you. If you like horror, go read this book. It's not even scary, but it is horror-y. Also, trigger warnings. Read the trigger warnings. A lot of animal death. A lot. And it kind of gets intense. Something I could have done without. Didn't make me hate it though. Go read this book, please.